So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You could be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And allow yourself to fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways your body wants to. And just doing your best to not think about these movements at all, but just more letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones, muscles, joints. Maybe some neck rolls feel good. Maybe some cat-cow motions with the spine. Some torso twists. Or side body bends. Or even reaching the arms overhead to take a big morning stretch. Getting that space between your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage, nice and long, to give your organs lots of space to breathe and to be. And if what feels best to you at any time is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like the right thing for you. And there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can make your way to a still position if that's how you would like to listen today. Just feeling that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. Just tracing that center line of your body and getting yourself into a nice alignment. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, at any time, you can allow the eyes to gently close if they aren't already. And now mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full and intentional cleansing breath. As you call in a deep and full breath into the body through the nose, and just letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, as you just pause for a moment once you're full, to experience this sense of fullness. And without straining as you need to, slowly let all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit, again through the nose, as you just gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment to now experience this sense of emptiness, as you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can breathe just like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful to you. Not worrying about the length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side, but just letting each step of your breath, the 4 parts of your breath, allowing each part to be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling, when you feel like you are full, seeing if you can open yourself up just a tiny bit more to take in one more moment's worth of air. And when you would naturally roll over to the exhale, seeing if you can hold off on that for an extra moment to stay in that fullness a little bit longer. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, seeing if you can push out just a tiny bit more air. And again, holding off on your inhale as you stay in that emptiness for a moment longer. And you allow the next breath to come as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe just like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful to you. No matter where you are in your life right now, finding a place that is relatively comfortable. There's no need to worry about being in the right position or feeling like you're doing this right. There's no right or wrong way to be in this practice. This practice and any healing practice is simply about showing up for yourself as you are. And so seeing if you can just exhale into yourself as you are. And at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether. And let yourself step almost back and up in your mind into the role of the observer or the witness. And even if it's just for a split second, seeing if you can simply witness the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct impact over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But reminding yourself how our breath is that one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. So releasing the voluntary guidance we just had over the breath, and now simply observing the automatic process that is your body breathing you, even if it's just for a moment. Remembering that same energy or that same feeling you might have when you lay on the beach and just watch the waves roll up along the shoreline. Not trying to change anything about the size or speed of the waves, but simply watching as they come and as they go. Or that same feeling you might get when you see any other force of nature. Maybe looking at a mountain or a river. Just not trying to change anything about what you are seeing, what you are observing. But doing your best to simply feel what you're already feeling. And if there is intense pain present in the body, maybe physical pain or maybe emotional pain, doing your best to feel that as well. Oftentimes I find with myself when I'm in intense physical pain, sometimes the most bothersome part of that is the constant resistance to how I'm feeling, the constant need to distract and to run away and to be somewhere else than where I am, to be out of my body. But if I can, even just for a moment, release that extra layer of resistance and just simply allow myself to feel the pain rather than try to pull away from it, that extra layer of resistance can lift away from us. And we're still in pain and we are still not feeling our best, but we're not fighting ourselves and fighting the present moment. So just be so kind and patient to yourself if you're in a state of pain right now. And allow for any emotional release that needs to come, whether that be tears or screaming or punching a pillow. Just allowing the waves of emotions that come up to exit you in whatever form they need to exit you, rather than shoving them back down deeper, where they will only echo louder and control us more insidiously. Just know that you are capable and strong enough to feel what you're feeling. And you can let some awareness come to the muscles in your face. And just notice any resting expression that is on the face right now. Notice any emotions that could be communicated by this resting expression. Maybe the brow is furrowed or the jaw is tense. Maybe the nostrils are flared, or the chin could be holding some tension, even the ears. And now, as you are aware of this tension in the face, can choose to allow your face to soften. Allow your jaw to just hang into place, even if you have to open and close the mouth a few times. Just letting it rest in its natural position. Letting the corners of your mouth soften. The lips. Even feeling the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. And now just allow this softness in your mouth to naturally allow the chin to soften a bit further. The nostrils. And letting that sense of release naturally spread outward and upward as you let the cheeks relax a bit further. The upper jaw and the ears. The eyelids, all of those tiny muscles along your lash line that will scrunch up when you squint, even feeling those soften. As you feel the corners of your eyes just get a little bit wider, simply with this release of tension. Letting your gaze be soft wherever it is you're looking. As you feel the eyebrows release along with the forehead. Just letting your hairline soften back as you allow for the full width and depth of your forehead to be. Almost feeling this sense that all of the muscles in your face, if you imagine and maybe even see in your mind's eye a depiction of all of the tiny muscles that exist in the face that have made every expression you've ever made. Almost feeling like all of these muscles are just ungripping from the bones, releasing back into the support of your skin. Even if it's just for a moment, feeling a sense of trust with your own anatomy. Trusting that when you let go, when you soften the face, everything is held exactly where it needs to be, without any of your doing. Remembering how even when you're in a deep sleep, everything in your body is held where it needs to be. Your body functions perfectly every single moment of your life to keep you alive and aware in this body. Remembering all of the functions that your body does, again, without any of your doing. How your heart beats, how your stomach digests, how your organs function just as they should to keep you alive. And just taking a moment to exhale into that gift, remembering the gift that that truly is. Even when there is illness and disease present in the body, your body works well enough to keep you alive, aware, and able to listen to the words I'm saying and feel the feelings that you're feeling. And that in itself is a gift. And so you can feel this sense of release naturally continue to cascade down the body as you feel the whole scalp soften a bit further, the back and sides of the neck, feeling the shoulders become heavier, the space between the shoulders and the ears getting longer. Allowing your arms to be heavy and soft. Your hands to be soft as well, just allowing for that natural curve of the fingers. As you allow all those muscles across your abdomen to relax and release. So you feel them almost hugging and protecting all the organs. And with each gentle breath that your body takes, that hug gets a little bit tighter of your muscles hugging your organs, protecting them, keeping them intact and safe. Feeling your pelvic floor lengthen and widen as you release the glutes even further. Feeling both legs soften completely, almost as if the muscles are just rolling off of the bones. As you feel the feet and all toes soften as well. Feeling this first general wave of release in the body as you simply allow yourself to be exactly as you are. You can let your awareness start to make its way into your heart center. As you tune in closely to this unique rhythm that is your beating heart. And you can always place one or both hands on top of the chest, on top of the heart, to just encourage that feeling from the outside as well, if you have trouble tuning in today. And just reminding yourself of the magic that this heart truly is, and how this heart has been pumping life into you from before you were even breathing air. From the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. This heart has been feeding life into your body. To the tips of your toes, to the tips of the fingers, to the tip of your head, and every inch in between. Your heart is pumping life, is pumping blood through veins and vessels to every inch of your body. I'm just taking this moment to remember the gift that this heart really is. Remembering how this exact heart is your own personal line of connection, direct line of connection to the source that allows our hearts to beat, to whatever source or force all of life comes from, whatever you believe that to be. You are directly connected to that source or force through your own body. You are directly connected to the source of all life, simply because you are alive. And this is an innate connection. And there's nothing you can ever do that will sever this connection. But we will always move through times where we forget our power, we forget our purpose, we forget our strength. And that is okay. That is a part of being human. We will forget these things, but we will also remember. And so you can remind yourself now of this power, of this infinite supply of love that you have access to, infinite supply of life that you have access to through your own heart. And just trace the space internally with your awareness between your heart and whichever part of your body needs a little extra love, a little extra support. If you are in pain in your stomach right now, just tracing the space internally between your heart and your stomach, just back and forth, fueling that connection just by being aware of it. If you're in pain in your back right now, tracing that space with your awareness between the heart and the area of pain in the back, wherever it happens to be. Or if there's no pain present, tracing the space between your heart and wherever you feel called. Maybe the head. Maybe clearing that connection between your heart and your head. Letting that communication be a little more clear. Allowing all of the love and compassion that is in your heart naturally feed into the brain, so that you can see your thoughts, see your ideas through this lens of love and compassion. And as you continue to soften your body, to allow your heart to heal and feed into whatever part of you needs a little extra support right now, you can just take a moment to feel this analogy I will present to you. And this analogy comes from Hellenistic astrology, and it's one of the sun and the moon. In Hellenistic astrology, the moon is the representation of our physical body, while the sun is the representation of our soul. And so just like the moon, our body is simply matter. It does not have its own light, but it reflects the light of the sun, just like our body reflects the light of the soul that is within the body for as long as we are alive in these bodies. Our body is animated by our soul. And just like the moon, sometimes our body is fully illuminated like a full moon. It is bright, it is whole, it is reflecting so much light, and it's able to shine light for others in the darkness. And other times, this exact same moon is what we call a new moon, where it's in the shadows. It's not reflecting any light whatsoever. It's still there, but it's in darkness. And then there are all the phases in between this new moon and the full moon. And just like the moon, we are not meant to feel full all of the time. And we are not meant to feel in the shadows all of the time. And we will never be one thing all of the time. Just like the moon, we will constantly be changing. Just like everything in life, we will constantly be changing. And sometimes we can put so much pressure on ourselves to be feeling good, motivated all of the time. And that expectation in itself can be the source of great suffering for us all. And so if we can simply remind ourselves that however we are feeling right now will also change, it can help us to let go of those heavy expectations that we put on ourselves to be perfect or to be feeling good all of the time. And remind ourselves that we're human and we are simply meant to live the human experience, which will include a lot of pain and suffering and heartache. And it will also include a lot of joy and happiness and connection. And so this truth that everything changes, especially how we feel, can be a great comfort to you if you are in a place that you would like to change, because it will. And it can also be great permission for you to fully soak in all the good stuff you're feeling, because it will also change. And you do not need to feel guilty for feeling good when there's so much pain in the world. but you can instead use all of that goodness that you feel to be of service to the world in whatever way is your way of being in service. So just remind your body once again to soften. Soften into whatever position you're in and to feel what is here for you to feel. As you just listen to the following words written by young Pueblo in his new book, The Way Forward. And just let anything that feels like it resonates with you to soak in a little bit deeper and not worrying about the rest. If you want to heal and let go of the past, you must deeply embrace how you feel in the present. Periodically, you will need to heal your motivations. It takes a significant amount of honesty with yourself to realize that greed and fear have crept too far into the center of your mind. Needing to reconnect yourself with your best intentions does not mean you are moving backward. It just means you are human. Once you realize that the judgments of others are largely informed by a combination of their old conditioning and current emotion, it will give you the freedom to genuinely be yourself. The most common state of perception is an unclear one, because our emotional history is evaluating everything we encounter. People normally see you through the very thick lens of their own past. Letting your life be defined by the judgments and assumptions others make of you is a quick path to people-pleasing and constant dissatisfaction. If you want to do your life justice, then you simply need to be kind. Walk gently, have compassion, and above all, live in a way that honors your truth. It is possible to view others without judgment, to see them through a lens of acceptance. But that takes intentional practice and healing work to relieve yourself of the thickness of ego. If ego is more dominant in your mind than compassion, then it will be difficult to see beyond yourself. Fortunately, compassion is like any other muscle. As you train it, it will become stronger. Responding from a place of compassion instead of ego is not only possible, but it is essential to a harmonious life. If you embrace growth, remain humble, and are not afraid of stepping outside your comfort zone, you can be sure that your best work and the best parts of your life have not happened yet. Saying less is incredibly helpful. Not every thought is valuable. Not every feeling needs to be voiced. What is often best is to slow down and spend time developing a clearer and more informed perspective. Ego rushes and reacts, but peace moves purposefully and gently. How do you build a good life? Relentlessly follow your intuition. Build with people who also love to grow. Take responsibility for your healing. Love yourself so deeply that you feel at home in your own body and mind. Teach yourself to forgive and never stop being a kind person. What can you do to connect with your true purpose and gifts? When you start turning inward to heal and let go, you remove the layers of heavy conditioning and trauma that have been blocking your natural creativity from coming forward. When your mind is lighter, it will more easily connect with its talents and genuine aspirations, and you will find a way to use those talents to serve others. Four ways to remain in alignment. Don't listen to the feeling that you need to perform for others. Say no to situations that burn way too much of your energy. Surround yourself with people who love the authentic you. And let your intuition guide you, not your fears or cravings. So just take the next few moments to simply allow every single word you've heard today to settle. Almost as if every word was a little speck of glitter in a snow globe. And you are the snow globe. And now is a time where we set you down and just let the glitter settle and the air to clear. And trusting that anything at all you heard today that resonated with you, struck a chord with you, or felt helpful in some way. Trusting that those feelings can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing those truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition. Remembering that there is not one person out there who will be able to teach you more about yourself, your sense of purpose, your passions in this life, than what quiet time with yourself will be able to teach you. And so you never have to give that power away to anyone else. If anyone ever tries to convince you that they know you better than you know you, you can just let that be a cue to turn your attention back inward and never give that power away. And know that you can always reclaim that power at any time if you have given it away in the past. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just feel this contact of your palms and fingers to one another. As you let your heart lift toward your thumbs and your thumbs to press back toward your heart. You just feel all of this power generated through you. And just welcome in one final deep and full breath into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. Just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.